called Descendants of Genocidal Colonization, and this performance was out of VersaStyle in Los Angeles, which is an annual event for dancers. It's a 3-day event, and it's incredible. You should check them out, VersaStyle, and I hope you enjoy it. I mean it with all my heart.
The poem is called Descendants of Genocidal Colonization, and it's dedicated to all of us. We mix and we match it. We like it, romance it. We make, create a beautiful Afro-Latinos nation. Foreign familiarity, new songs, tongues, forms of being, your receiving, homeland, combined, Afro-Latinas born at hand. We sew ceremonies into webs, we rest, Paraguayans, Venezuelans, Haitianicans, Dominicans, Afro-Asians, Cubaneses, Yoruba Incans, and more. Love on shared land becomes your daughters, sons, nephews, and nieces. Blood is the peace sent. We have always been Afro-Latinx since the first kiss. Centuries of life staring at the night, societies birthed by light, languages formed, rhythms breathing as hums, muses, nature, flesh, metal, wood, fire form drums, trances, dances, meals, gods, goddesses, orisha, protection on shields, mountains, oceans, jungles, waterfalls, hills, rivers, valleys, deserts, plain pyramids, ceremonial traditions still in our heads. One blood flowing on each island and continent, and then we met through terror and crime, centuries and cries, our land drinking its children's blood, our traditions keeping our spirits up, enslaved prisoners, enslaved natives, and now cellmates, home now in others, mourning fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers, at the whip of false power grasped by religious, the forced armed, and royal cowards. We see the night, we rise and fight, we do unite, live free again in light, return the horror, rebellions in the name of honor. ID set all of its natives and new relatives free. Recent centuries bring you and me into our Afro-Latino nation. Benin, Nigeria, West Africa into Latin America, the Caribbean islands into North America, Spanish, Portugal, European traces, Ashanti, Fulani, Igbos, Mandika, Akan, Garifuna, Amazonian, Zambuoto, Kafuso, Africa from native land faces, Inca, Azteca, Taino, Arawaks, all native nations, Hispaniola, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Afro, 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 Honduras, Panama, Ecuador, Paraguay, Africa, 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 in the yungas of Bolivia, Uruguay, Venezuela, Belize, Costa Rica, Africa, 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 Cuba, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, Guatemala, la República Dominicana, Africa, Guadalupe, Martinique, Mexico, Afro, 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 Peruvian, Colombian, Chilean, Afro-Creole, Afro-Argentinians, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribeños, somos un sueño, de nuestras vidas los dueños, el destino lo hizo, somos los hijos del amor. We're designed to reflect the time of amalgamation. Afro-Latinas birth nations. Red hair, fair skin, dark flesh, green windows, anyway genetics flow. You could never test the power our blood holds, where we made purity. You will never forget the massacres. It's in our stroll. We took those blows, made glass-blown thrones, took our centuries of knowledge and multiplied the hope, removed noosed ropes, granted spells of wonder onto a lost globe. We created cumbia, salsa, merengue, bugalú, candombe. We are hip-hop. Creole, vodun, santeria, capoeira, rumba, compa, palenquero tango, fufu becomes mango, kimbombo kubas bantu. We taught each other and remembered. Nature's experiments successful. We mixed and we matched it. Afro-Latinx syntax, understanding by rain taps, rebuilding, sitting on new paths, same land for one, and others learned maps under the rule of some monster's flag. Came the time of assembling bags, boarding movements, choosing summit, Nuyuricans to the east, Chicanos to the west, North-South one America, no matter your view of the equator. Afro-Latino sisters and brothers, we are wisdom and beauty, dualities truly, 4 languages, Spanglish, home proper, and elders, 4 practices, church hidden, found own, 5 cultures, all living them, American Afro-Latinos, native, maternal, paternal, back home, home adorned by homes, we're diasporic. Afro-Latinx are domes, we made everywhere our road, one nation on one globe, the sky is our home, in freedom we form this united, powerful nation, Latino, Afro, no matter your skin tone, Africa, 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 remains in your bones, con orgullo latino, somos unos afro-latinos, hasta la muerte bendice el destino, ya está escrito, las rositas de hoy recuerdan los gritos of our people, nunca olvidaremos que somos afro-latinos, y vamos a lograr la victoria unidos.
On display in such glorious splendor, all smiles and laughs that are not fake. The morning has come with a release of joy almost beyond description. What a time to be alive as I take in this moment with you. The moment we transition from hard labor to joyous rest. We rest and enjoy the fruits of our labor. We have achieved the manifestation of the things only spoken in our hearts, the secret things that no one else knew of, but God did. And God smiled on us with answered prayers that were paired with our works. Our faith was rewarded beyond what we could have imagined or asked for. I share this moment with you, the culmination of days and weeks of hands to the plow. Our reward is to enjoy this moment, seeing how far we traveled and what it took to get here. Thank you, everyone. That was In Full Bloom by yours truly, Noelle Figueroa, AKA The Anointed Pen. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Facebook, my Facebook company page, The Poetry for Publishing Company, Facebook group, Poets with Purpose, Twitter @PoetsWPurpose, Instagram @The Anointed Pen, YouTube channel of the same name, Poets for Purpose, and on Clubhouse @The Anointed Pen. I am the author of One Man's Journey, and if you're interested in purchasing a copy, you can go to my blog on WordPress. The link is theanointedpenscrolls.wordpress.com, and you can do a search for now available One Man's Journey, or you can click on this link, or you can email me at thepoetryforpubco@gmail.com. Copies are $20, which includes shipping. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Idea Cultural, Noche de Arte, as well as Rescue Poetix for the opportunity to share my work. Thank you all so much for your support. God bless.
Next piece is called Beautiful Petals, and the organization Creatives of Color Boston earlier this year put on an exhibit, and they put a call out for artists posing the question, what would the world look like if Eurocentric standards were never in existence, if this planet was never colonized, so to speak, if we were able to be who we are without influence of other cultures that dominate in society. This was my response. It's called Beautiful Petals. It was chosen for the exhibit. I was able to go perform it live, and I created this video collage as part of the presentation, and I love us, so I hope you enjoy. beautiful petals. Brain clean, washed away the dirt, placed on by the palms of others, sullying forefathers and foremothers, specks in eyes blurring vision into seeing and believing certain presentations would elevate from enforced poverty states. Instead, this blindfold was numbing you into a place of self-hate, seeking to escape the violence of reaching for seemingly unattainable, so close yet so far, birthrights, if you present it just right. Denying yourself from a filth state of mind the extreme pleasure of self-love, just to feel like enough for a crumb. Never again. Watered by resistance, underneath the sun, our skins speak on our behalf. Our hair, our fashion, our cultures whispered, we are not here to become you. We are not here to need you. We are not here to please you. We are not here to notice you in the ways centuries accustomed you to. No shade. Self-love brightens the roads we pave. Guiding our missions, these journeys are justice, promises, matriarchal prayers and patriarchal sacrifices, the memories of pained acceptance and hopeful denial, of stolen peace and ignored starvation, flaunted false power and hypocritical allies. We, together in our shared understanding, our strategical commanding, karmically fill our plates and altars, traditionally feel our laughter, intensified by calling in the souls of those whose joy was minimalized so they can join the new world materialized by their descendants. For all descendants, we continue to redesign reality by returning to original patterns, uncovered, rediscovered, adorn, a true Eden born.
Hi, I'm Susan Justiniano, the 2021-2022 Poet Laureate of Jersey City, New Jersey. It is an honor to be here today. It's an honor. And I'm excited to be sharing some poetry with everyone tonight. So this first piece that I'm going to be sharing with everyone is called Exposed. Beneath the shell of bone lies not a heart, but a person. This who I am begins not from the outside, already exposed. The smallest thread, pulled endless, breaks seams above bone. Arguments and struggles fall away, piled on the floor, forgotten. Beliefs and fears fall next. The great debate, silent. Experience, knowledge, know-how. Bring the pile knee-high, bright bones still protecting. Once that thread is pulled, what's left is me, naked in truth. Flesh that beats knows but one rhythm, survival. All of the pieces that make it work, real and imagined, feed from that rhythm, give the thumping a reason for living. Pull every bit from what you think makes me who I am into an exotic, enigmatic miracle of humanity composed of flesh and bone. This, who I am, raw and strong, is no gimmick, no pretense or pretty words. This, who I am, while protected by shell of bone, beats strong, exposed from inside out.
My name is Nancy Mendez Booth, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story, First Place Winner. I like to call it enhanced nonfiction because during challenging times like this, I prefer to think of happier moments, like the day that I won the New York City Marathon. And it's okay if you don't remember. My finish line photo was actually not on the front page of the newspaper. I wasn't even the first runner to cross the finish line that Sunday morning. And the volunteer at the end, she gave me the same plastic medal that everybody else got. She didn't know that I wasn't just any runner. I was a winner. Brooklyn knew it. My legs felt fresh and springy as I ran across the Verrazano Bridge from Staten Island into Brooklyn. Just a few moments into Bay Ridge, this kid spots me, gives me the thumbs up, and he yells out, "Go Boricua!" You see, other runners had their names written across their t-shirts. Me, I had Boricua in bold caps across my chest. The kid was with a small group, and they all started to clap and chant, "Boricua, Boricua, Boricua." And I ran past and I high-fived each of them. I blazed through Brooklyn, cheered on by Boricuas from 4th Avenue to McGinnis Boulevard. I always knew that there are a lot of Puerto Ricans in New York City, but I never knew there were that many. There were abuelas holding the hands of little kids, tough-looking boys on bicycles, and young ladies looking lovely on their way to church. So many different kinds of Puerto Ricans, and they all cheered for me. The Boricua across my chest ignited the heart lights of all the Puerto Ricans around me. Other runners, they got a "Go Kim" or a "Yay Tom." Me, I got crowds in all the boroughs to clap and cheer Boricua. It didn't matter that I wasn't the fastest runner or didn't have a Nike contract, but everyone, Boricua and non-Boricua, saw that I was a Puerto Rican woman running as fast as my little brown legs could carry me. This white female cop in Queens, she claps as I approach, she squints at my t-shirt and she says, "Way to go, Boricua?" I gave her a high five for effort and I said, "Gracias." I was beyond just being any other runner or just being Nancy. I was a star. I was out there showing the world Boricuas can run. And I ran like I owned every step of pavement I pounded. Until I got to Central Park and the last 3 miles of the race. The temperature had risen to an unexpected high in the 70s, and it was hot. My legs felt stiff and heavy, and I hobbled to in front of El Museo del Barrio, and I thought to myself, "Coño, this sucks." Unsure if I could continue. And I looked up and I saw one guy raise his arm and he called out, "Pa'lante Boricua!" And suddenly every Puerto Rican on 5th Avenue called out to me, "Corre! Sí, tú puedes! Mija, avanza!" They called out like they knew me. It reminded me of when I was a kid and I landed at Luis Muñoz Marin Airport in San Juan, and my family would always be right in front waiting for me, and they would call out my name the moment they saw me. And it was at those moments that I knew I was home among my special people, and I was loved. I haven't been that kid for decades, But that's how I felt as I ran into Central Park to chants of Boricua, 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 Boricua. I know that I am part of a vast, beautiful team Boricua, and they helped me get to the start as much as they helped me sail through that finish. Thank you. Be well, stay safe, and together we'll sail to the finish.
This next snippet is the first promo that we put out for the debut of Playroom Boston Records, which is headed by Leo Alarcon out of Boston. The tune is produced by Leo Alarcon himself. It's an Inca Rican project. I'm on vocals, and we had a blast when we debuted this. We had a great show of support by folks who sent their all-night Bembe dance videos to us. So if you hashtag All Night Bembe, you can see folks getting down to the tune called All Night. And this is just to showcase how poetry and music blend. The brothers.